Hello, welcome to the Rewire presented by SOPHRAXIA. My name is Haley and I will be your guide today. So thank you for showing up for this practice. Of course, whether it's your first time, whether it's your 100th time, I am so thankful that you're giving yourself the opportunity to be here with me. So let's get to it. Last week, I celebrated my birthday, and as most birthdays do, it's time to reflect. I had to sit with myself and review my year. And I realized that I failed a lot, like a bunch of times. And I wanted to kind of wallow in self-pity. All right, I did a little bit. I also wanted to rejoice of all the things that I did and achieved. But I had to really show up for myself and have the courage to sit with the failures that I have done. I did. And that takes a lot of courage. And as I went through all the things that I failed on, I noticed that SOPHRAXIA has actually prepared me for these moments. I observed them. I didn't allow myself to get wrapped up in my failures. I didn't allow myself to judge them. They are part of living. To fail is to live. And having the courage is to meet it and actually go through with sitting with that moment. I really loved it, even though it was hard and it was really difficult. And these trainings that I've been taking and doing as a teacher and as a student, I found that, wow, I'm more prepared to meet this year with the failures that come within a year than I have ever before, because I've been training. I've shown up for myself. I've said, you know what, this is not something to compare myself to all the other years that were before. It's something to say, okay, now I'm ready to prepare myself for the years to come. And I don't know how many of them I'll get, but that's not the point. The point is actually to just live and be present and to have the courage to do that. And the how to do that is the showing up for SOPHRAXIA's training. And how you do that is to sit with yourself and to prepare and recognize, note it, and return. So all the failures that I've been doing, I've recognized them, I've noted them without judgment, without allowing them to get in that loop, right? And then I returned to my present moment and said, okay, what am I going to do with it? Where am I going to go next? How am I going to be? And it's my choice. It's my choice how to react. It's your choice how to react. And how exciting, how wonderful it is to be able to be given the choice to choose what you're going to do with the rest of your life with or how you're going to choose how you feel for the rest of your life. And I'm ready for whatever comes this way. Well, I'm ready for, and that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. That doesn't mean that the next time something comes my way, it's going to be less difficult. I'll just be more prepared. And each time I practice sitting with myself and practicing the R&R, or sitting with myself practicing when that difficult moment comes and I'm having to be, I'm feeling that stress and pressure. Isn't he cute? But when I'm met with that pressure, met with that stress that brings to your life, that I have my shield. I have my shield of courage. So I want you to think about your past year. It doesn't have to be your birthday, but right now, what have you done in this past year that you feel maybe you failed on, and what are you going to do with that? Where can you find the courage to sit with yourself and be honest with yourself? And in the past, where have you chosen to take the easy route just because it felt easier? And because you didn't have the courage to face it and to be honest, because sitting with yourself can be really challenging. So I hope that wherever you're at in this year of your life, in this season of your life, right, you are taking into account that you're not comparing yourself to where you were before. You're just observing it and sitting with it. And I hope that you find the courage to do that. So with that, let's practice. So wherever you're at, I want you to get comfortable. We don't want to get comfy cozy. If you're sitting or you're laying down, I want you to make sure that you feel grounded and your back is in a comfortable position. And any adjustments that you make when you're in meditation, it's only slight adjustments. You don't want to move too much, but you also don't want to have any pain. So go ahead and make sure that wherever you're at, your hands are either on your lap or on your stomach. And your stomach, when your hands are on your stomach, it helps you with breathing. So you can feel your breaths. And sometimes the breaths can help you from distractions. All right. So I'm going to start my timer because I really don't want to just do this counting in my head. I'm not really going to do that. All right. So let's take a few breaths. Let's just focus on me or focus somewhere directly in front of you without straining. Just a light focus. You're going to naturally breathe. Naturally breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let your body relax a bit. Feel where you are. Feel where your toes are, where you're seated, where your hands are. And let's just take a few breaths together where we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And at this moment, I don't want you to close your eyes yet. I just still want you to have that soft gaze. So let's breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Again. One more time. Now gently close your eyes. Focus on where you are. Letting go of the day, letting go of the past, letting go of the future, and focusing on where you're at. It happens to be a dark and rainy day here in Florida. Now let's do some breathing again. We're going to do some box breathing. And this time we're going to count the breaths. It'll be 4 counts. Inhaling and holding, exhaling and holding. Let's do the first 2 together. Let's begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now on your own, one more time. Now relax where you're at. Relax the toes, the ankles, the shins, your knees and your thighs. Slowly sit into your back, relaxing any tension in your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. Gently breathing. You're exactly where you need to be. And I am so proud of you for being here. And if your mind wanders, any thoughts, feelings, or sounds, you simply note them without judgment. And then you return right where you're at. You're just recognizing them, noting them, and returning. And remember, if your mind is wandering a little too much today, it's okay. Just count your breaths with 1 on the inhale and 2 on the exhale, just to a count of 10. This helps to bring the mind back to the breath and to the present moment. Now I want you to come back. Begin to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and allow your mind to just wander freely. roaming about, allowing any feelings, sounds, or thoughts to just drift about. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Go ahead and just do a slight little stretch. Well, how'd you do? How were you? How were you today? How did it feel? It's interesting because our teaching has been about courage under pressure. And although might be controversy, but pressure is really made up. Really, it's up to you. You know, you have control over it. Although it does feel like society is putting pressure on you, maybe your boss is putting pressure on you, maybe your partner is pushing pressure on you. And it they may have an influence, but you are always in control of how you're going to react. You're always in control of that, how you're going to feel that pressure. And it doesn't mean that it's not easy. It just, it's the reality is that anxiety truly is stress that hasn't happened. And courage is that shield that you fight with and you show up with. Um, but you need to know how to hold it, right? You need to know how to use the courage. And by sitting with yourself and using Sophraxia, that is how your training is. You're training yourself for all these moments that come and give you all that pressure. So wherever you're at, wherever you go about your day, I hope that you keep in mind that you can be courageous no matter where you're at in your life. And just remember that we are here for you. Like, comment, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave it. We're always here for you. And just remember, there's no pressure, just practice. Bye.